this. I've never discussed it in a campaign. It's the Democrats and the far left that have brought up this issue of needing bathroom laws.
They brought up the law, but then you signed a law to overrule their law. But here's another question, sir.
That's correct. I want to make that point. They made a mandate of bathroom laws on all private sector entities.
That was Charlotte.
And now the Justice Department has done the same thing for everyone.
How do you plan on enforcing this on the ground at a public restroom?
Any way we've been doing it before, trespassing matters. I don't know how the Charlotte ordinance actually had a fine regarding for the private sector, and I didn't know how the liberals were going to enforce that either, and that needed to be asked. I think this was an argument that we didn't need to have in this country or in our state, but this is an agenda by the far left, and for some reason the national media is saying the far right brought this up. I had no interest in this subject, but now that the Justice Department is basically making a civil rights claim that every private sector employer in the United States and every university in the United States must have gender expression or gender identity bathroom choices for individuals, and this is this is not just in bathrooms. This is in shower facilities and in locker rooms or changing rooms.
Let's talk about schools and not universities. Let's talk about grade schools and high schools. As you may know, transgendered children have a very difficult time fitting in, being accepted. They have very high suicide rates. What are you telling the teachers at schools in North Carolina where, say, a 12-year-old who identifies as a girl, though her birth certificate said boy, what do you tell teachers about her if she's using the girl's bathroom? You're saying stop letting her use that bathroom?
No, I think we ought to make special circumstances for those individuals in a unisex restroom or shower, which I've encouraged by executive order in our universities. But now the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department has deemed those types of arrangements to be discriminatory, that we cannot look for alternatives for these very sensitive needs for these, whether it be a junior high child or a college student.
But you just said,
and
you just said they should have the 12-year-old. You just said you're sensitive to those needs of like a 12-year-old transgender child, but you're not letting that girl use the girl's bathroom. You're saying they should use a special unisex bathroom. Are you not making Are you not making that child's life much more difficult?
I'm also worried about the other kids, that there's an expectation of privacy for the other girls or other boys in their junior high locker rooms or shower facilities, that the only other people coming into there are the people of that same gender, built as the same gender. And can you imagine the potential problem there? So we need to work through these problems and not throw hand grenades at this issue, because it's a new sensitive issue on all sides, for families, for young girls and boys, and for the transgender population. But to have the the Justice Department come out with a massive interpretation of the Civil Rights Act for every employer in the United States now is something that I think needs clarification by the federal courts. And frankly, I think there's a time where the Republicans and Democrats in the Congress need to revisit the 1964 Civil Rights Act and revisit all this issue, because these are complex issues, and North Carolina, for whatever reason, politically has become the target by the left on this agenda, and now they're going to be moving to other states. And it requires sensitive discussion and sensitive debate, which the nation has not had, but now we're in this situation.
Thank you so much, Governor. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jake.